So she's bored by the whole thing, but then the dad shows up. Now, this is a Southern man. He loves his son. He's a softie on the inside, brought her flowers, might have some prejudices, and definitely destroyed his marriage. But he loves life. You know,
why do you think he's meeting her at the park? He's not allowed back at that house.
Restraining order.
Or something.
That was the same park where he got visitation every other weekend and holiday.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
Ahoy, mateys.
That producer of the podcast is over there behind my glasses.
Good to be here, everyone.
So, public service announcement. And if you wouldn't mind, kind of / general thoughts.
Please.
Can we be democratic with this?
Sure.
Okay, great. You know, this is a sad day because it is the last hometown.
I changed my vote. No. Democracy rules. Go.
Great.
Hey, Dill.
I meant to say
already a
unanimity.
Correction. We got Avon's hometown next episode.
Yeah.
So it's technically
microaggression much, ABC? I mean, come on.
Great point. Didn't even think about that.
So it is our enough of the semantics.
Yeah, we're out of here. We're out of here, baby.
Okay. All right. This is our last hometown for the cheapos. We may continue to do these on Patreon and stuff like that, but for you cheapos who, you know, listen, I get it. You don't love us enough to continue this voyage with us behind the paywall. Totally understand. You're a cheapo. That's fine. But I was like, Dill, you gotta pick it up tonight. You gotta be optimistic. You gotta be happy and send us off. You know,
in a positive way.
Positive way. You know, like Bilbo going to the eternal whatevers. This episode reminded me that this show should be illegal. It shouldn't be allowed on television anymore. It is really... I know human beings have created a lot of terrible things.
Yeah. The
atomic bomb, and other things. But I truly feel like this is one of the most catastrophic things that human ingenuity and imagination has ever come up with. I enjoyed the episode, but in a macabre way. So many problematic things about this. What happened with Eric's family, it just shouldn't be on television. And then Tino's family, these pieces of fucking Santa Clarita trash. I hate these fucking people. There's so much shit to talk about tonight, but bad episode. I mean, 4 pots.
You know what it is, Dylan? I'm kind of taking it a different way you're taking. I'm enjoying the last couple episodes, making the most of it. It's like a girl you know you're going to dump in like 3 weeks. You're out at dinner. You just speak openly. You just be yourself. You'll be dumping her ass in 3 weeks. Enjoy it.
Why do you have
Take it all in?
Why do you have to do that?
I don't know if you're talking about what he's saying, but I mean specifically, why do you drag her along for 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's like what?
Because it's hard to look. It's hard for me to dump people.
It's not easy.
No, it's hard. And but
it's weak. It's weak what you doing in that hypothetical that isn't a hypothetical, but rather something that you've done at least 3 times.
At least 3, possibly 5.
Right. So how'd you feel about the episode?
All right. So I'm going to sound like a broken goddamn record. All right. I know Mike Fleiss is probably listening right now, and he's probably like wanting to wrap his hands around my neck and choke me to death because he listened to me. I said, change the format up, you dummy. We're all bored by the stale format. So he goes and he does that.
He's like, Pat, isn't this enough, Pat?
That's what he's saying.
Right.
Because, you know, be careful what you wish for, right? You might just get it and it sucks even more. And that's where we are.
I do think that's the adage. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I apologize, Mike. I appreciate the effort, but it just didn't work. It's just as bad as the other version of this thing.
You failed conclusively.
You get no points. Here's my thought on this,
God have mercy
though.
on your soul.
Gabby is the sweetest, kindest person I've ever seen on this show. And it got me to thinking, Rach is all fine and nice, and she's a nice person.
She's Tampa.
But I feel like my limits on being emotionally invested in this journey, as we've pointed out, is because there are two simultaneous journeys of love happening here. One that I'm slightly invested in, and one that I could completely care less about. That's Rachel's journey. Right. And I think Gabby got robbed out of a season. I think this would have been a really, really good, thoughtful season with Gabby had she helmed it by herself. Yeah, that was a mistake. That don't listen to old Patty, Mike. Do your thing, buddy.
Right.
Secondly,
he did listen to you.
He did.
He listened.
He shouldn't have though.
But Mike, listen. If you've got New York and Pumpkin, then do it in tandem, right? Because they'll try to kill each other, and then we'll cheer like Gladiator, like what we're watching Gladiators. But this is just. You're right. Gabby should have had her whole season. It would have been a great regular season of The Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. How many points?
0.
Hot take. I love what you said. I actually think both of them separately, Rachel, for as sad as she's seen this season, if she had 30 guys that were going after her, she might actually find some that she likes and that like her. Right. And I actually think it could be a decent season, and Gabby's hilarious. I mean, we need more Gabby. And there's really nothing, if you look back, there was no benefit to having the two Bachelorettes. It only made us not know any of these guys. And I did want to address the PSA, just in case it wasn't clear, because we insult you and call you cheapos. Yeah. We're going to be covering Bachelor in Paradise on patreon.com/another podcast network.
Go, Nick, go.
And we're doing it because we're so excited and we want to be unleashed. It's because we love this show so much.
We love it.
We're going to give it the best coverage, and we're going to be hardcore, not censor ourselves, and you have to pay to hear it. Patreon.com/another podcast network.
So good.
And I feel like we also have to be paid to watch 4 hours of television rather than 2.
100%.
And 0 pots.
Do you have any
on the episode? Not our plan.
No,
our plan's
100 pots. Do you have anything else?
No.
Great. So, like I mentioned, I was ready to go, ready to be all smiles, and then. Sentence number 1. You know where I'm going with this?
I don't actually.
Sentence number fucking 1. She says, Rachel says, so Gabby and I have been traveling around Europe on this ship. And I don't know what about that sentence. Maybe it's flippancy.
It's inaccurate.
It's stuck in my brain last week when I heard it, and we hear it again this week, but we actually see the footage of her delivering the talking headline. They just Frankenbit it, put it in 2 episodes, first sentence of each episode. People who are listening and people who watch this show, just remember, just know, ABC is spitting in your face. They don't care. They're throwing slop on the ground, and they're going, fucking eat it. We're selling advertising.
They're like El Presidente. They're banging you from behind and spitting on your face.
Okay.
Well, crazy Barstool reference. We're getting younger.
Hey.
Save that for Patreon.
Yeah, that's what's going to be there. Rach lets us all...
But then Dylan will also yell at him because that was gross. And we all think that was gross.
It was so gross.
All right. Well, anyway. Well, Rach lets us know, I caught that line too, that she really enjoyed her experience on this old crusty boat, sailing around the world. She didn't say this, but this is me jumping in here, only to be dumped by a bunch of losers. And now she's headed back to Middle America to meet some of the filthiest of yucky normies. One of them looked like Elvira's corpse.
Right. Of course, we all had that written down. Of course, everybody that saw her said, Elvira. Mm-hmm. But do you understand what I'm saying?
I believe
we do. They use the same line.
Exact same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember when you pointed out last season, or last episode, and when you started to talk about it, I was like, oh yeah, that was it. I forgot that it was the first line. And also I have a problem because is part of your problem last week that she said sailing?
No,
they're cruising. They're not sailing.
They're not even really doing that.
Cruising. No, it was just...
We're docked. I don't know.
It was just how throwaway it was. It was like, so we've been on this ship. It was silly, but it's stuck in my mind. So let's get to said Middle America. We do not begin in Middle America, though.
Would you like to go over who are the hometowns will be for Rachel?
Yeah, so I wanted to give a chance for you to just kind of set up where we are and perhaps give us an ROLLCALL.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not really a roll call. Rachel's going to be with Zach, Tyler, Timo, and Avon. Is a guy named Timo?
No, there isn't.
Tom, maybe?
I think it's Tom. Yeah, I think it's Tom.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Right.
So first up is Jason's hometown.
Yeah.
Now, this is a man who, I don't know if you guys have met people like this, but there are certain people that I've met in life that I can't remember their names. My brain filters out useless information constantly, and sometimes I meet people, and it's very awkward. I do this thing where I'm like, I'm never going to see you again, and then I see them 4 or 5 more times. They reintroduce themselves to me. I have to fake I've met you and I know your name.
Right.
And I hear it again and again and again, and I just cannot remember it. This man is one of the most meaningless, boring, milquetoast men I've ever seen on this show. I cannot stand this guy, and then for this man to have the gall to go, I don't know if I'm into it at the end of this. I mean, fucking unbelievable, this guy. Whose name is Jason.
One of the baby Barneys pointed out he is fucking filthy rich, not millionaire. His family donates to fucking political parties and shit.
And his sister Kelsey, who is currently a general surgery resident student. She's going to be a doctor. She's an MD. She was on Super Sweet 16 MTV.
Oh, really?
And her friend did. This was from the same baby bird, I believe,
okay.
Or maybe it was 2 baby birds that said they were rich. But I did a little bit of digging, and her friend Rachel celebrated a 16 in the City party after their favorite HBO program, which I can assume was Entourage.
Oh, got it. So, he's from the Big Easy. We kick off in New Orleans, the place that I took that educational vacation in. And I got to say, people from New Orleans, it's obviously a stereotype. People come in all different shapes and sizes, but people usually aren't this fucking boring when they come from New Orleans. The city almost doesn't allow you to be this fucking... Ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's that.
I think what the problem is,
there's too much dark roux going on down there.
He ended up vanilla because there's nothing to give him a little bit of color besides the city he grew up in. But he's rich. He's okay looking. So I bet in high school he got pussy without any trying. They're like, oh,
or
he doesn't look like a gargoyle and he's rich. I'm gonna fuck that guy.
Right.
And so
or
he never
killed
had
people.
to. Yeah, could have.
Yeah,
but he never had to develop a personality, and I think that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's so he does. I'm getting Brock Turner vibes from this guy. Maybe not as horrible.
That is aggressive. I feel like this guy is perfectly nice.
Oh, no.
But he's boring.
No. He's some judges have been paid off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, can I recount basically some of the stuff during the date?
One of them was probably who's the guy who played Breaking Bad?
Aaron Paul.
No, Your Honor, because that was in New Orleans.
Oh, Saul.
He probably paid off that guy.
Better Call Saul.
No,
Your
Bryan
Honor. It's called Your
Cranston.
Honor.
It's called Your Honor. It's a show about a guy having to save his son from the mob because he killed the mob's kid. It's a terrible show.
It was an awesome one season.
Never heard of it. Too many shows.
It's over. Yeah.
Too many shows.
Hey,
You were gonna say
can
something
I
that was related to the show.
No, because I'll tell you. So,
okay.
They dance to gypsies playing washboards in the streets. Careful, they will stab you. And then Gabby tries to fish out an old man's nut mullet from atop a balcony in the French Quarter. I love this, throwing beads in April. It's not that time of year. This is not what happens.
So they dance on Bourbon Street, as you pointed out. They go bead shopping only to offer them up. I'm really happy that they dove into the heart of New Orleans and didn't just hit all the tropes of that city.
Yeah, throwing beads and dancing to homeless people.
Yeah, later on they have beignets. So
beignets,
donuts.
Well, yeah.
They have athlete's foot?
So, she is. Yeah, they have a lovely moment on the roof where he quickly just drops that he was going to leave, and she is like, you can tell that she's kind of done with it, bored by the whole thing. I get that vibe at least. I feel like
I think she's into him.
I think she has stronger connections with other people, but
I'll break the tie. I think she is bored by him, and she keeps like telling the fam. Well, I'm a little ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I won't say it.
Well, you know, you can get ahead of yourself.
She keeps telling the family. She's like, "You sure this is gonna work? I'm fun, and he sucks."
right. Elvira's like, no, it's the yin and yang of life.
He needs someone who's fun because he sucks.
He sucks. She's very concerned for him, but we'll get there. So she's bored by the whole thing, but then the dad shows up. Now, this is a Southern man. He loves his son. He's a softie
Mike.
on the inside, brought her flowers, might have some prejudices, and definitely destroyed his marriage. But he loves life. You know, this
Well, why do you
guy-
think he's meeting her at the park? He's not allowed back at that house.
restraining order.
Something.
That was the same park where he got visitation every other weekend
Yeah.
and
100%.
holiday.
You know-
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, old guys mellow out. I'm sure Mike was a hellraiser in his youth. you know?
Yep.
So you got a girlfriend yet? I'm 4.
So, they have a little chat, nothing too noteworthy. He does ask his son to have him be his best man, though. I thought that was a little weird. Balked at that. But we end with a toast. May the best days of your past be the worst days of your future. Brain twister a little bit, but if you think on it, it's rather beautiful and also completely fucking unrealistic. I mean, imagine the utopia of that life. Your best days in the past being your worst days of the future. I mean, that's just completely impractical.
That's crazy. But going back to his dad asking to be the best man, maybe his dad was trying to save him because he sucks so much. He knew Jason would have no one to ask, and he didn't want Jason to have to be embarrassed to ask him. So he got out in front of it. That's a good dad.
1,000,000%. Great dad. He's reading the situation correctly. So let's meet the rest of the family. We've definitely got Elvira, but who do we have else? Who we have now?
Kelsey, who loves Entourage, and her boyfriend.
Her weirdo boyfriend.
Got it.
Brendan.
Kelsey should talk to her mother about that hair.
Okay, so we pick up with the
the mother's hair. Kelsey should give her mom
help your mom out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And also, we gotta get a what do you call that? Someone comes in your house, helps you out, redesign it. It looks like a fucking furniture store in there.
It looked like
It's a
when
pack rat.
rich people just start collecting these expensive
Trinkets.
things with there's no point in them. They're just like, oh, that's expensive. I like that. And then it's in a house, and then you can't move.
Yes.
And then you become a grandparent's house where your grandkids don't want to go there because there's just things you can't touch.
Hey, little inappropriate. What do you call it? Where you just
It's a personal story.
No.
An interjection.
An interjection, real quick. That Kelsey lady, she looks. I talk about on
You
the
mean
podcast.
young woman?
Yeah, a young woman. She
Young,
looks like my
innocent
ex.
young woman who
She is a
didn't do anything to you.
doppelganger for my ex, Anitu, that I've talked about on the show for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Really hot. And
concerned about what's going to happen.
And I think it's the honker, you know?
Okay.
I also took note of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy what Pat's into.
Big noses.
Yeah, and I shouldn't have interjected myself because I feel like it would have been better if we just got that over with quickly.
Breeze past it.
Yeah. So, we pick up with the almost left the competition talk. Cool. And then we get to the sister and Gabby, and they really hit it off. Big tally in the win column for him. They just got on very, very well. She then sits down with mom. They begin to speak of so deep, and listen, the whole thing goes well. And I think this woman is a witch, but the good kind, you know. I think that she's tasted the darkness, chosen to foster light, kind of like Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean, Pat?
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was looking at my notes because I was trying to find who you were saying that who was talking to who.
You were thinking of Anitu, were you not?
No.
Okay. All right. You miss her?
No.
Okay, so anyways, it's going really well until fucking Jerry Curl sits down. And in that fucking corn syrup kind of Caro fucking boring cadence he has, he says, yeah, I don't think I'm ready for an engagement. Well, then get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Then get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of this guy. Clearer than ever that him and Johnny, and probably Tino, are just there for this Instagram thing. And this is another reason why this show is suffering.
Yep.
Sure, we know that these marriages are going to end in either failure or worse, some type of domestic violence problem. But at least there was this allure that everyone bought into. Hey, We're selling bullshit here, okay? Yeah. Get in line and commit to the process. But now we've got Palm Beach douchebags and this fucking Jerry curled Brock Olson, whatever the guy's name is, just there to fucking, just get their clout up so that they can have sex with strange women in their DMs. It's very easy for them.
What a disappointment Jerry Curl has to be to Elvira. On one hand, she's got a daughter that's basically going to start open up bodies and operating on him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then she got this douchebag on a stupid reality TV show, and he's not even all in. She's like, hey, don't be distracted. He's like, Mom, I need time to process. Hey, you don't got a lot of time, man. You got a week, buddy.
You're very right. But you can tell that his mom is really scared for him. She's crying when she hears this, and it's because he's so slow and boring and stagnant.
She wants to go to the final rose.
Huh?
She wants to go to after the final rose.
I'm confused about who is the wealthy one.
Oh.
Is it Dad or is it her? Because if she's this kind of wealthy, I don't think she wants to be anywhere near that studio.
It doesn't matter who originally had the money. We know the mom is wealthy.
Right.
She either started wealthy, or he was wealthy and she took up his money.
Right.
She's wealthy.
It's because of his daiquiri addiction.
Definitely. And I don't want to shit on your point, but Jason actually done all right for himself. 2-time NCAA All-American tennis player at Rawlings College in Florida and an investment banker. So he definitely steals people's money and probably does very well with himself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Really, really cool stuff. Low-frequency demon. Yeah. He's a low-frequency
demon.
He
lives in Santa Monica, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why Santa Monica is not my kind of place, because you have these people like Brock walking all over the place, going and eating ceviche and riding bikes and shit. It's just fucking awful. Anyways, I think we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. Gabby's falling in love with him.
Yeah. But you fucking slab a drywall. You find someone this amazing, this dynamic and beautiful, and you have the gall to go, I don't know, fuck you. And listen, we always encourage people, say no, date, this will fail. Definitely don't get engaged. But if you're him and Gabby's who she is, you fucking bend the knee and say yes to whatever. You're not going to get a girl like this. But maybe you will, because you're filthy rich and you're a creepy white guy.
I think he does all right.
He's good at tennis.
He's good at tennis.
I like tennis.
So,
can we get to Rach and Zach?
Yeah, let's get to the next fucking American Eagle white guy.
Hey, you skipped over. I mean, you were talking. I don't want to interrupt you, but it's really important, these introductions when these two people meet. So with Rach and Zach, we have a run, we have a jump, we have a full leg wrap around, and then a kiss. All 4. So it's 4 out of 4.
Yep, he's a fucking yellow lab human. And so I don't mean to insult yellow labs. They're wonderful creatures, but I mean, this guy just fucking sucks. Before we get there, though, let's take a break to talk about a wonderful sponsor. Guys, my favorite thing about Rothy's is the comfort, the washability, the durability, the style. They're going to be your new obsession. Step up your shoes and accessories this summer and get ready to be asked, are those Rothy's?
That happened to me.
It happened to me. I went to Leominster, Massachusetts, a filthy, yucky normie town back in Massachusetts. I've talked about it on APS and PMZ. I wore my Rothy's there. I could tell in the room people knew I was better than them.
Plus, you'll get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/bachelor. That's ROTHYS.com/bachelor.
Didn't it win some award from People as well?
Oh, I should have mentioned that. That would have been a great talking point at my reunion.
It was in 2021.
Great shoes, Pat. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, do you read People magazine?
They'd be like, no. We read the port trades or something.
Yeah, the port trades. Is there a port in Leominster?
No.
No? Fairly landlocked?
There can't be one far. 100 miles.
Gloucester. That's where those 7 guys, those sailors died, you know?
Oh.
Perfect Storm?
Yeah.
So go get Rothy's.
Is there a food or something that Leominster is known for?
Absolutely not.
I would guess lemons, but I would be wrong.
Yeah, where it's not spelled like that. All right, so let's get to another great move by production straight out of the gate. They go to Zach and they go, hey, why don't you guys do that thing that you were talking about? Mm-hmm. And he went, what?
And they said, don't worry about it. We just sent a PA to spend $30 on some cheap fucking grass turf and 2 lawn chairs, it's going to blow her fucking mind, buddy.
Yeah. So it does. Let's get to the house. And I mean, what the fuck? Warburton's just the uncle?
He is there!
He's just the uncle?
That guy could show up at a mall to sign autographs as Patrick Warburton.
Putty and Kronk? I mean, are you kidding me? Let's talk to Warburton about Seinfeld and get his boring nephew off this fucking screen. I mean, let's hear some stories about Larry. You know what I mean? They talk about the premiere they went to and some other shit, and then the dad grabs her.
Mm-hmm. He's wearing his best Tommy Bahama, by the way.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Great shirt.
His name's Chapman, I think.
Oh, God.
I like the name Chapman.
Mm-hmm. He wants to know why she's attracted to his loser son.
Yeah, so he says you're going to Brussels, you're going to Paris, and it's so romantic. You could fall in love with a monkey. Point taken, Dad. But there are different ways to say this. What are you up to? You know what I mean? CDC. Watch this guy, okay? So Rachel says he tells me about how much you love your wife, and his dad goes, "Oh yeah." And then we sit down with Mom. Now, she is nice. I was a little concerned that she was too excited about how he said I love you to someone who wants to fuck Tino. But I did like how she then turns on the mama bear a little bit. This is usually the dad's role. He goes, "You trying to fuck 3 women? Huh? You trying to fuck my daughter and 2 other women?" But this is, a way to go mom moment.
Yeah. By the way, I don't want to do another lookalike because we have Patrick Warburton there.
Oh, that's a lookalike? I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, because if I was her, I would have been like, "Can I get time with
I love
Uncle?"
the tick.
No.
I was just gonna say.
No. He didn't do that right with his mouth and his English. That's Patrick Warburton. That's not a lookalike.
It's not.
No.
That is him.
That's him.
I am so confused.
I know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to clear it up. That's Pat.
Okay, well then fine.
There was a guy named Pat there.
Just like you.
Warburton.
I would have been like, I have questions about the tick.
Right.
And if there is time, I would love to get to my packet on rules of engagement.
Well, I also would have pulled aside Megan, the mom there, and said, "Hey, you ever thought about helming the stage of a Elton John tribute band? You got to learn how to play piano or something." She looked like Elton John.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we corral around and watch another home movie. Get me out of here.
Yeah, big time.
But first, we've got a bomb.
He tells her he loves her. So
a lot of mimosa in that one.
So whoever he marries in the future is going to resent the hell out of him for that one.
Yep. So let's get to Palm Beach, Ghislaine, and Jeffrey's playground. Pat.
Gabby and Greasy Johnny in Florida. Run, jump, kiss.
Yeah.
It's missing the leg wraparound.
So, like I said, I'm not a fan of this guy anymore. I think that he was funny in the beginning, but now he's got too much drip. And, excuse me, we meet the family, and we can... there's just a lot of carbon copies here. These new cut T-shirts and the delicate necklaces with the religious iconography that they don't believe in. I don't... These...
And somewhat obscure tattoos.
Yeah.
But you can see a little bit.
Right.
I have just a giant errors and omission. Gabby, she met him and she go, "Johnny's hot. He knows it. I know it. And you know it." Mm-hmm. I didn't know it.
I didn't know it.
I called him ugly. I called him Logan. Or no. We had ugly Logan, and I called this guy ugly Logan.
Right.
I now change his nickname to super, super, super hot Ugly Logan.
Yeah.
They have similarities.
Right.
I will stand by that. But this guy is the fucking man, and he is absolutely going to tear up Paradise, which you can hear us cover at patreon.com/another podcast network.
Yeah.
This man is going to be a savage.
He's going to do great in Paradise. So she sits down with... Well, who do we have? Who we got?
I have it.
Who do we got
you have
here?
it.
Go ahead.
I got to get my notes up. Gabby and Johnny, Mom Elizabeth, Dad John, friend Perry, brother Robert, and his wife Jillian.
I thought there was a girlfriend in there, but I guess it doesn't matter.
That was brother Robert's wife, or maybe girlfriend Jillian.
So she sits down with Dad, and she also sits down with Mom, and they seem nice, normal, sunburnt people. It's all going well, and then we get another one of these fuckos. I don't know if I'm ready.
He says he's not there.
Well, then fucking, keep kicking around Palm Beach, douchebag. The DMs are going to be more full than ever. They hop in his family's boat, and he continues to speak on how there are plenty more bitches out there, and she speaks on their connection. Now, I hate that he's probably going to have sex with Gabby, and then will walk through the next half a decade before an existential crisis, and then a obligatory schedule with a therapist. But he's just going to be, he's going to have this Pete Davidson kind of glitter to him, all fucking red-faced and cocky for the next couple years. It just makes me sick.
But I bet he doesn't. I mean, sure, Pete Davidson, he's got the world in his hands, but he doesn't hate Johnny. Doesn't hate himself when he looks in the mirror. I mean, that body is just
no. But what I'm saying is that he is going to have a spoils kind of addiction. I mean, you went through it, right?
Yeah.
You
get sick of it though.
You get sick of it, and it does plunge you into. And listen, I'm not saying I'm not envious, right? Yeah. But it does.
It's fun.
Yeah, meet wonderful ladies like I need to, right?
Mm-hmm. You don't want to go back to that, Pat.
No. I dumped her for a reason.
Why do you have to say dump?
I don't know. I want the audience to know how it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, how did it end?
We woke up after a wonderful night. We went out to dinner. We saw a movie, had sex in the backseat of my car, came home, watched a movie, went to bed, woke up the next morning. She had the feeling. She said, do you ever see getting married in the next 2 years? And I said, absolutely not. She said, this will be the last day you'll see me. And I hugged her, walked to her car, and I never saw her in person ever again. We dated for 6 months.
Did you check in when 9/11 happened?
No, that was after 9/11. This is 2006.
Got it.
She got married about a year and a half later. Has 3 kids.
Well, good for Anitu.
Mm-hmm. Dodged a bullet.
What?
She dodged a bullet.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. I would have been a pig.
Got it. So listen, I think we're done with Johnny's Humptown.
Yeah. We are done. I had this theory where he lives at home, and the reason why his dad was really pushing and insisting on him proposing was he wanted him to get out of the house.
Yeah, get the fuck out of the house.
Yeah, that's
Mom, get out of here. I'm fucking beaten off. All
Mom,
right.
Jenny's coming over. Can you go Target or something?
Sorry, I had another theory.
We're out of Doritos.
We were talking about overnights. I don't think Gabby and Rach are giving it up. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't think they're going to give it vagina up to these fools.
Maybe not Rachel, because Rachel's options are done at this point. It's like, So, but Gabby's sex positive, and I also would say, get after it, Gabby. If you think, fucking Palm Beach shithead is hot and you want to ride it, go ahead.
Oh, I'm all for it. I think they don't want to get, especially these couple guys that are a little wishy-washy. If you're feeling that they're on the fence, they ain't gonna, let them,
Mm-hmm. I think
do
the throat clear is good though. That's enough.
Yeah.
Right. So, let's move on to New Jersey and Tyler. Again, I hear the name Tyler and I just go, who? Who's that?
Hey, can I tell you what the true tell was before I get to the four things that need to happen with an introduction? She shows up wearing that Inspector Gadget trench coat. I saw her walk around the corner, and I said, she hates this guy.
Yeah. Right.
No girl that wants a dude is showing up in an Inspector Gadget trench coat. No fucking way.
Right. Unless that's the only article of clothing. Am I right, fellas? Like she's naked under
true. That's true.
Pound you.
Well, she gets a jog going. He gets a hug. There's no air. And he's too little, I'm pretty sure.
Jordan
she was
Sparks.
concerned about that.
Yeah.
And then he gets a kiss, but it's not passionate at all. So he was fucked right off the get-go.
Yes. Well, what's up?
Just crazy that you said Jordan Sparks. In my head, I was like, I held off from saying, how the hell is he supposed to breathe?
Right.
So, Rachel, yes, just comes out and says it. She says, I'm not Inspector Gadget, but I am far behind with Tyler. Well, it's not going to go well. You're going to eat corn dogs. You're going to see some drunks on the beach, and then go meet a nice family of pizza eaters. But let's.
I thought this fucking boardwalk got swallowed up by the ocean 10 years ago. Didn't it?
No, I'll give it another 10, and it'll probably be.
But I mean, it seemed like most of it was back. I remember that fucking Ferris wheel was halfway in the ocean.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that, guys?
What was that, Hurricane Maury or something like that?
Something like 10 years ago, because Jersey Shore was still on it, and like that's where they used to all party. That was their like night spots around there. You watched the show, right?
I love Jersey Shore.
Same boardwalk where Ronnie beat that guy up?
I guess it is. And then Snooki would say, I need to get some dick tonight and stuff. Whoa.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't know that? That's where they were? The shore.
Yeah, no. But the shore, I imagine, is very long. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a long shore, right?
Yeah.
I saw the T-shirt store.
So,
and I can't remember.
Any highlights through the or from the boardwalk?
Danny.
Chain ride, very dangerous. Carnival games, very criminal.
Well, let's see here. They visit a place that serves pizza where some of his family and friends work. They go on a bunch of fucking rides. Rach lets us know she's not into him, and I'm pretty sure it's because she didn't do the toddler jump. And he's blissfully unaware that she hates his little body.
I think what really the turning point here.
Should we call them mouse?
Because this guy's got glamour muscles. We saw it during the cheese holding competition.
Yeah,
I mean, they didn't do much. But I think the real turning point when she was like, this guy's not coming with us, is when she found out all his friends and family are carnies.
Yeah.
They were all serving soft serve and shit.
Right.
You don't want to hop into a family like that.
And also, like, a concerning amount of pocket knives. Like, why do you have so many pocket knives?
Oh, losers.
Just whittling.
So, yes, we meet some friends, and that is when you kind of see this starting to go very, very south because of how repulsed she is by everything and about how bad she wants to fuck Tino. There's this really sad juxtaposition of her wanting to break up with him and him being more excited than ever for this woman to meet his family. She eventually does make the call, regardless of how nice he is, regardless of how he's cared for her. She's sandpaper, and I get it. So that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It was a complete lack of awareness, unless this guy is like, shut up, I need some pity here. Let me get through this and confess my love. And then I get sent home, and then I have a chance to be in The Bachelor, but it will never happen because I'm too short.
I love that you brought this up because, and I'm sure that you'll have a take on this too, because I know that a lot of women are repulsed by this quote-unquote beta-ness, but I think he's going to be more swooned over than anyone on this cast.
He's cute. He's mouse. Cherie's mean, by the way. I was thinking about that. I was reading a note like, wow, Cherie said, call him mouse. Don't call a person a mouse.
Don't. My girlfriend called me scrawny the other day because I'm losing weight. I don't think she really understood the connotation of it. She thought she was complimenting me. I'm like, that's. I know I'm gonna get sickly skinny, but please don't call me scrawny.
Don't call me scrawny.
I was gonna say, Dill, the best part about this is she says, hey, I'm so lucky. I think she says it in past tense. I was so lucky to meet you. And he's like, hey, I'm lucky to meet you. And she's like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to say nice things to you before I dump you.
Right. Yeah, no, it's very, very painful. And to make matters way worse, we cut to his family, who are so excited to see his smile. I'll see you in a couple of months with my future wife. And I'm just saying, don't do it. But alas, they do. They go to the house and we see him walk inside and tell his entire family that he's going to be fine.
Well, his mother asked him, when did you know? When did you know, Tyler? And he said, when she showed up in an Inspector Gadget coat.
In the realm of, like, I don't know, or in a season of bad choices by production, I thought having him do this was a great one, but then it kind of turned out anticlimactic. I thought I'd see more tears, more like faces, like shudders of embarrassment from the rest of his family, but we didn't see any of that. But that could have been how it happened, and what he could have done to combat this, and maybe he did. Maybe that's why they didn't really care. Maybe when he got dumped, they're like, okay, Tyler, let's go to your house and meet your family. He's like, okay, my house is that one. And he just walked into some house with the camera crew. He's like, yeah, Rachel dumped me.
Right.
Because no one wants to face that embarrassment.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely what he should have done. But
they played along pretty well. Good yes and by that family.
Yeah.
But they weren't Tyler.
Totally. They bought in really, really quickly. They're great improv players. So we have
Tyler's family had a shift at the shore.
We have to move on to Bedminster or whatever it's called. But now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. sometimes when you have problems in your life, you can dwell on them instead of finding solutions for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not productive to spin your wheels on the things you want to change in life and not come up with any ways to change them. Have you ever been in that kind of rut, Pat?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I, you can't change, things around you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
just dwelling on the problems and not coming up with any solutions.
Yeah. That's why BetterHelp was created. It was like, hey, don't walk around in circles and, just dwell in the past and all the bad things that you think happen to you.
Have you ever tried therapy?
Oh, yeah, I've been in therapy. Yeah,
what inspired you to try therapy?
Well, initially it was because I was fighting my girlfriend a lot, Lebanese Lana.
Right.
And she said, hey, you're an angry person. You need to get therapy. I was like, well, I don't really think. I think it's mainly you. But.
Yeah, well, if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/ABP today and get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp.com/ABP. All right. Let's get back to the show and back to Eric, who lives in Bedminster. So
Jersey. Is he in Jersey too?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Bedminster, Jersey.
Oh, don't skip
War
over
with
this.
China.
A run, a jump, full leg wraparound, and a kiss. I think this guy's a front runner.
I didn't feel that pretty much the entire season, but by the end of this, I was absolutely sure that he was going to win.
He looks like he sings one of those horrible country songs. He's got that look.
He's got a little bit of that new mullet going on.
Yep.
I could definitely, but it's more Luke Bryan country than like real twang.
100% pop,
arena rock or arena country.
Yeah, I can see him like being in the Foundry or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He could have sang that one song on a lake 30 miles outside.
Oh, right.
And I'm out here by the lake, about 80 miles from Santa Fe.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I just brain dump what happens on the show after we record. Did we talk ever about his dad
having
being
cancer
close to death?
Might have been mentioned.
I also don't remember it, but like I knew 3 of these guys' names when we started.
Right. So listen, I know it's a tough call. I'm to come on the show when your dad is this sick. I'm sure that his dad might have encouraged him. No good parent wants to see their child shackled to their bedside because, they're going to leave this plane. But I mean, fuck, dude, your dad is this sick.
And by the way, I'm sorry. Boy, was this depressing.
Yeah, but before they even met him, Eric was like, yeah, I've been gone for 6 weeks and my dad's dying. But before we go talk to him, let's go to the Gladstone Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have a Yelp review for.
Oh!
Gladstone Tavern. First of all, I love taverns that are houses or like pubs that are.
Sure.
It's houses and it's different rooms you can sit in.
Yeah, and before we get to this Yelp review, was this before or after?
It was before.
No, it was after. They went for a drink after, Nick. Sorry. Yeah. Because they'd never done that before where you have a hometown.
Oh, shit.
That's all right.
Oh, shit, I did get mixed up. Well, that makes complete sense. Erica's like, hey, I've been gone for 6 weeks and my dad's dying, so before we go to the Gladstone Tavern, why don't we go see him?
Yeah. But what is the Gladstone Tavern like?
It has 222 Yelp reviews.
Pretty good.
And 3.5 stars.
Not great.
Oh, boy.
But I believe this 2.5 stars is from one of the most badass proprietors I've ever heard.
Wow.
He comes at these people with their shitty reviews.
Responding in a negative way is not a good way to fix your Yelp profile.
But I think when you're in Bedminster, New Jersey, and you're a local haunt, Yelp can't really hurt you. It may keep out the riffraff tourists, but
right.
I think Tom M has his clientele, and he doesn't give a fuck about Key M, who wrote 1 star. Went on this past Sunday. It was my first and last visit. It wasn't crowded at all, so we got to sit outside on the front porch, which is nice, but in desperate need of maintenance. Peeling paint and stained railings. Went inside to use the restroom, and smell of stale and actual shit hit you right in the face. The smell got worse as you got close to the bathroom. Obviously, there's a septic issue. Understandably, no one was inside. The server was okay, but brought me a chicken sandwich when I ordered a chicken salad. My iced tea sat empty for a long time. I had to flag someone down for a refill. Very limited choice of beers, both tap and bottled. The place is in desperate need of updating. For the prices they charge and the product they deliver, I would not go back. Much better place in the area. Tom C. comes in hot. Thank you, Key M, for your very quote-unquote constructive review. Would you mind telling us your place of business so we could return the favor?
Yeah.
So everybody go check out
the Gladstone Tavern.
The Gladstone Tavern.
Yeah.
Sounds like very hospitable.
Well, thank you for that uplifting little anecdote before we get to this. Hey, ABC, find a fucking looking glass, okay? This is pathetic. So, the guy is dying, okay? And I've seen friends and family go through this. When someone gets this kind of diagnosis, you try to maintain optimism. But, there often, with cancer, comes a point where you have to transition from being hopeful that they're going to get better to being present and cherishing the time that you have left with them. And enter camera crew. I mean, what the fuck? I will tell you, though, ticket to Fantasy Suites booked. I mean, what are you going to do? Break up with a guy after
100%.
this?
100%. You can't
my
do that.
God.
You'd be a devil.
Did
Yeah.
it cross anybody else's mind that maybe he's fine?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it was with this case because you could see really in the mother, especially when she sat down with
and
Gabby.
I'm kidding. No, I didn't think that for a second.
But I'm just saying,
Right.
if someone wanted to be a very effective villain,
Right.
this might be a tact to pull.
Yep, I completely agree. But I do think that this is genuine because of the mom. Now, he sits down with his mom, and this was as yucky as this show, I think, has ever gotten. I mean, maybe not the yuckiest, but it's stooped to some pretty low lows, but this was really disgusting. This poor woman is going through the worst period of her life, and her son has left and come back, and there are just producers in her house now. And she sits down with Gabby and conjures up as much as she can. I guess I'll talk to this fucking girl that he's known for a month and a half. Can you please get out of my house? My husband is dying. It was just awful to watch.
It was gross, or perhaps they could use a little bit of, new love is always exciting in a family, and they seemed like they weren't very cynical people. I'm just trying to find a positive
And the
version of this.
The dad
and
also
I'm struggling.
The dad also seemed like he was in immense pain when asked how you
Yes.
doing. He said good days and bad days. It was
Mostly bad.
It was incredibly tough to watch. I don't think they should do this again, and I forgot my point. Except they shouldn't do this. Oh, was this worse than seeing the estranged father sit down with Matt James? Like, which one's more exploitative?
Right. That's another low.
Gabriel's brother, who just got out of jail, that was pretty. He killed a guy. He's back in the pokey.
That was That wasn't
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Killed a guy.
I will say the turnout semi-predictable, but I didn't think that one was that sad. I mean, he's there, he's home.
We killed a guy. Though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the prison industrial complex is really about, any good business is about customer retention,
I remembered my thought.
Well, they didn't kill a guy.
I hope they never do this again, but if they do, I hope they never do this again, but since they did, I sincerely hope that Eric and Gabby decide to get married, and he gets to walk, or he's there. The dad's there. The dad lives and sees his son get married, and it's a happy ending, and they're together forever.
Yep, that's not
what I
going to
hope.
happen. The guy's probably...
It was so unrealistic, I couldn't put the sentence together.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Do you want to know how mean my wife is? She goes, I'm just waiting to see when they run the credits to say,
All right,
finish.
so let's get to the Gladstone Manor, which evidently smells like shit. But I'm sitting there thinking, this guy came out of nowhere. I mean, he was inside track, far behind the pack, and now they're the only couple that I feel like have a semi-normal connection with one another.
Yeah, they're dating. This is what you'd see. These two people are like, oh, look at these two people. They're cute on a date. Not next week they're going to decide if they're going to get engaged.
Right. Yeah. It does feel like that, which is usually a sign of, one, a normal bachelorette, because a lot of bachelorettes are like, oh, yuck, I don't want to be normal. Can we keep the vague talks of future and love going? But Gabby's not like that. So yeah, this seemed I don't know. I mean, freaking explosive, and explosive it was. Not only does he drop a bomb, but Gabby drops her first bomb of the season.
Now, she says that she's starting to fall in love with him, and apparently he told her that at some point, which I don't remember ever hearing.
I actually do remember that one.
Oh, you do?
He did it.
Oh, okay.
But now he says, I'm in love with you.
What? All right, let's get to Tino. Vomit. Okay. Fucking vomit.
The capital of meth, by the way, and has, I think, 3 deaths on fentanyl every single day.
Yeah.
Santa Clarita.
So I thought this guy was from Jersey or something, but no, he is from that place that you just mentioned, Santa Clarita, also known as Los Angeles to girls he's trying to fuck who are not from California. So they sit down in front of some puddle of water that used to be 10 feet higher and has like copper poisoning in it or something. And she's telling him in so many words, this is it, dude.
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
It's his Instagram, but I was trying to find where, because I think he has relocated to get away from his family. I think he's in San Diego now. I'm pretty sure they said that.
Well, we'll talk about he has a very adversarial relationship with his family. This is all bad, all yuck. But we'll get there. What was that sound though?
It was his story, which I accidentally clicked on. I was trying to click on where.
How many followers does he have?
34,000, and his Instagram handle is Tino360.
I hate Tino.
Yeah, I don't like.
And I hate Mateo too. No, that's his brother. Sorry,
that's his
I hate
brother.
His dad.
His brother did nothing wrong.
His dad looks like a Vulcan from a Star Trek adventure.
Yeah, he looks like a little.
Used to have some lettuce on him.
Oh yeah,
I did not see that coming from
cheddar
Tino.
in the back. So, anyways, let's get to the house and meet his parents, who are hot dogs, and his brother, who is the oldest Jonas brother. Who do we have?
Oh, me? We got mom,
Mateo.
dad, and brother Mateo.
Mom, dad, and brother Mateo. Okay. So this begins so poorly right out of the gate. Tino says...
Knock it out of the park with my parents.
He was surprised at how stringent his dad's questions were. Not sure that was the right word. I'd probably lean more towards rude, abrasive, being a little snickerdoodle fucking piece of shit to Rachel. He openly mocks the fact that his son is going to get engaged. And listen, we do that every week. But you're his dad, and she's right in front of you. And I assume you knew what your son was doing. I don't know. I don't think you are some kind of prolific author who really, this is just completely in your blind spot. You have no idea what this is. Have a little bit more bedside manner.
Yeah,
okay, Machio?
Be classy.
God damn it, this guy sucks.
He's a dick. At some point, he's so impolite. He's like, hey, so what's great about my son? Good question. She said, I have no idea. Your son signed up for this dumb thing. He's to blame just as much as me. Why don't you ask him?
Well, he sits down with his son and starts saying, hey, this is fucking nuts. You don't know this girl. And that's fine to do if you're just talking to your son. But doing this in front of her it's not gentlemanly. It's really, really gross. We then sit down with Rachel and the mom, who is equally abrasive and unkind and Santa Clarita burnt. She looks like she tans in Trader Joe's parking lots. These people are fucking gross.
I wouldn't like these people.
Again, I get being concerned, but you're treating this girl like an interloper. She's done absolutely nothing wrong. She's just... Fuck. Then we sit down with her and dad, and he says, convince me that you know my son. Hey, I have an idea. How about you go fuck yourself, little guy, huh?
Can I tell you where I got these people's tickets?
What does that mean?
It means I know them. I got their tickets. I know where they're going, where they came from. So Dad, who definitely looks like he's on Star Trek, or that ridiculous shirt, and that horrible dyed hair,
You can see the dye job?
Oh, it's horrible. Too jet black. Bro, go a little lighter, man. Come on, you're 50. He is pissed probably that production got there at like 8 hours before, start messing with his house that he's so proud of in that dump in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
And so he's already on edge by the time the Bachelorette shows up.
And he quit drinking 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He stopped going to meetings too. And so he's going to let her have it. He's going to settle the hash that he has with this whole production thing with her. And you could see it because it's completely inappropriate right off the top. Like, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
I don't wish cancer on anyone. But if I had a gun to my head and I could, like John Coffey in The Green Mile, pull the cancer out of Eric's dad and put it into someone we've met on the show, it would be all of Tino's family except Mateo.
Okay.
Mateo wasn't bad.
So we continue with more rude probing for a while, and mission achieved. It's got to be Zach now. It's got to be Zach now. Avon wants to be the Bachelor, I think. I don't think that he's into Rachel. And Rachel would have to be a moron to marry into this family.
I was sensing true excitement with Rachel and Zach. Like, I don't know why or what she sees in him.
They're both
name forgetter,
golden doodles.
But yeah, I think this one, both of these are in the bag. Eric and Zach. Let's move on. Bachelor in Paradise.
Right.
Patreon.com/anotherpodcast.
100%. But Tino does try to salvage things with what?
He's falling in love with her.
And it's just too late.
We met his dad. It's too late.
It's too late. It's one thing to realize after the fact that your in-laws are assholes. There's like nothing you can do with that information. But if you are met with this kind of head-on collision,
fuck that.
You just have to say, no, I can't do it. Rachel, run.
Unless
fly. You know how to fly.
This would have been one of the most incredible moments ever if Tino like stepped to his family like, "What are you doing? I'm falling in love with her," and they leave together. Like that would have spiced things up again. Grow a backbone,
and
Tino.
Listen, it was kind of it wasn't hot porridge enough. He was like kind of pissed off at his dad and at his mom and in front of Rachel, but he didn't stand up for her. And I thought it could have gone a different way where he's like, what? They're concerned. Like, he could have like defended his parents, but it was just all bad. This episode had so much cringeworthy stuff in it and is just, it's a death rattle. We're just watching death rattles. This show it's got one foot in the grave.
I can't wait for Avon's hometown so we save the entire season.
Of course.
Jump in the iTunes ratings reviews.
Save the best for last.
5 stars, kind words. Join us at patreon.com for Bachelor in Paradise, a fun version of the show, a version of the show that doesn't take itself too seriously. And also, congratulations to Wells and Sarah Hyland.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Congrats, guys. Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.